again, everyone, and welcome to Badger Breakdown. I'm Mike Lucas from UWBadgers.com. I'm joined by the voice of the Badgers, Matt Lepay. Everybody knew that some news would be made this summer with Russell Wilson, but nobody was quite sure what type of news that would be. And as it turns out, Russell Wilson is selected to play his final year of eligibility with the Badgers.
There seemed to be the school of thought, Mike, that if he chose football, that Wisconsin had the inside track. You know, obviously with Auburn being in the mix. The bigger question seemed to be, was he going to give football one more shot, or was he just going to continue to play minor league baseball? Well, obviously the decision's been made, and it's a decision I know excites a lot of Badger fans, just looking at what he was able to accomplish at the position at North Carolina State. I think the excitement level has maybe gone up a notch or two.
Well, the numbers that really count, I think, are, well, three years as a starter in the ACC. And then you also look at the numbers, interceptions versus touchdowns, and that's really impressive.
Yeah, it really is. When you can have that, when you can throw in the mid-70s with touchdown passes, about 3-1, right, in his career, touchdown to interceptions, and he's also a threat running the ball. And, you know, he gives you a little bit of that dual threat. Not the tallest guy, but he looks to be pretty well built, and it obviously has some toughness to him. Now, this is not to discount John Budmeyer and Joe Brennan, Joe Stave, those other guys, but I think what Russell Wilson brings to the table here is the experience and the productivity that's pretty hard to ignore.
And obviously, it's such a unique situation to the NC2A when a quarterback recruits the schools that he'd like to talk to, in this case, Auburn and Wisconsin. And now the Badgers have opened the door to some potentially very good things.
Well, you do, or they have, and I think the one thing that's really impressive about Wilson from what you hear, and this comes from people in ACC country that I think we both had a chance to talk to, the numbers are the numbers. They're pretty good. But the next bad thing you hear about this guy, it seems like it would be the first bad thing. He's just somebody who really appears to get it, knows the responsibilities that go with being a quarterback in terms of media commitments, in terms of interacting with teammates. Appears to be the total package of what any program would want, and certainly seems to have the makings of being a real good fit at Wisconsin.
It'll be interesting to watch how he adjusts to a receiving corps that isn't blessed with a lot of experience, but this is not to discount Nick Toon coming back off the injury and Jared Abbrederis, who was a surprise of last year's team.
It's a key point to make, though, because you mentioned the two guys with experience, and certainly Nick Toon, when he's healthy, is very, very good. Abbrederis, I think, surprised a lot of people, probably outside the program. I'm not sure how much inside the program he was a surprise. I think people thought he could be pretty good, but you have a lot of young pups, guys who may end up being very good, but the experience is very, very little to this point. So no matter who the quarterback is, you'll be dealing with a lot of young guys out there, but certainly if you get a threat, a dual threat kind of guy, that could certainly open things up in the running game, which has been pretty good around here, as people know.
Sounds like a great catch.
It really does. I think it's hard. You try to temper yourself not to get too excited, but I think this guy's pretty good.
For Matt Lepay, I'm Mike Lucas. Thanks for watching Badger Breakdown.